Well, we made a couple big plays, but we've had put ourselves in a hole. We had 2 fumbles, a partially blocked punt, a fumble in our own end zone for safety, and then we hit a 45-yard pass and got holding. So we have really hurt ourselves in the first half. You just can't do that against a good team. And then in the second quarter, they ran 8.5 minutes off the clock. I don't know how many plays. And if we can't get her off on the field, then we're not going to be able to win this ball game.
Key to turning it around, Coach?
Well, we hope we can. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. So, Coach Al Wernicke, back upstairs.
Thank you, Paul Grove. We're set to go for the start of the second half. Buchholz will be kicking off. David Frazier set to do the honors with Darrell Spencer back deep. And as we said, Bobby, the Cats are only a couple plays out of this game, and if they can just get something going here in the third quarter, they can get right back in it.
Well, Ken, that was Coach Wernicke's point. They can't afford to do what they've done on offense against this highly ranked team. Interceptions, fumbles, block kick, safety. Can't work. It can't work no matter who you're playing for the most part, unless you really have the talent over a team. But that's not the case tonight. They've got to stick to their offense, continue the execution, and of course the defense has given a great effort, and he's been pleased with that.
David Frazier's kick is a good one. Darrell Spencer at the 12. Across the 15, across the 30, fumble. Buchholz has got it at the 31-yard line. Looked like David Frazier got on it.
It was David Frazier, but the man who made the hit is a young man who has made so many big plays in the first half, Todd Harrison. He's gotten so used to making that jarring hit on that fullback that he decided to let it carry over to the special team. Harrison with the hard hit that time. Frazier, the ball came loose, and it was recovered by the Bobcats. Their best field position of the game on the first play of the second half. This could be a sign of things to come. They start from the 31 of Merritt Island.
Talk about a break they were looking for. They've got it. 1st and 10 from the 31-yard line of Merritt Island. Trailing 12-3 as we start the second half. Give to Keith Howell. Howell's across the 30 to the 28. So the second half showing no signs of letting up from the high-intensity first half we saw here at Florida Field.
Derek Buckley, the defensive end on the right side, that time fought off his block to make the tackle. Odom also in on that tackle. But Buchholz right now at the 28-yard line. It should be about second, and we call it 7.
$11 minutes to play, third quarter. 2nd and 7 from the 28 for Buchholz. Alexander with a quick throw out to Johnny McLean at the 30. McLean wrapped up there hard. Stan King was the first man to get to him. And then Eric Buckley.
I think this is maybe, Ken, excuse me, something that Coach Wernicke talked with his quarterback in the locker room. Look over the defense yourself. You're the quarterback out there. You're leading the team. That time, we saw that Alexander checked off at the line of scrimmage. He saw the opening to the slot man, just made the quick hit that time, picked up a few yards. Nice defense that time by the Merritt Island Mustangs recovering, but the play was there. It just that he didn't get, wasn't able to break the tackle.
Still good field position at the 28 now, but 3rd and 7 after the play got nothing. But Alexander to throw again, pumping again, and throwing long again for Thomas. He's got double coverage, makes a great catch, but no. There's a flag down. The ball off the hands of Lamar Thomas. Robbie Hurst and Eric Buckley in double coverage on there. Also Hurley Brown back deep there. Lamar Thomas almost made a great catch at the corner at the flag.
He did make a great catch, but when the ball was bobbled after the contact with Eric Buckley, the strong safety, he caught it out of bounds. The play cannot be ruled a completion because he did juggle it and catch it out of bounds. However, there was interference on the play. Eric Buckley beaten again by Lamar Thomas deep down the sideline, as we said so many times in the first half, to keep it away from the free safety Hurley Brown. Brown got over. It was too late. Buckley with the interference, and it'll be a major infraction right now against Merritt Island.
So another big break as we start the third period.
Of course, I'm sure fans familiar by now that the interference penalty is not marked from the point of the infraction. And of course, in the end zone, it used to be marked at the 1-yard line. It's now 15 yards or half the distance.
And they'll put it just inside the 15, or about the 14. That's half the distance. And it'll be first down right there.
Cats knocking on the door, and this huge crowd just waiting to explode here at Florida Field.
Johnny Dickerson is split left with Lamar Thomas in the slot. Backs in the eye. Give it to Jimmy Norman. Norman bouncing off a couple tacklers, finally brought down at the 12.
Finally brought down by Sean McDowell. McDowell holding on and just grabbing that ankle, and nice moves that time by Norman trying to get away, but couldn't spring everything but one shoe. That time, Alexander varied his pace, varied his cadence that time. Merritt Island had jumped off, then gotten back on side, but they weren't quite set to make a hard charge off the line of scrimmage. Buchholz beat him off the ball that time, and they picked up a couple of yards from Norman.
2nd and 8 now from the 12. Clock running, 9:33 to play, third quarter. Alexander with the delayed give to Gainey. Gainey's inside the 10 to about the 9.
I thought they might have thrown that time, but they decided to go with Gainey. That time, Merritt Island, the Mustangs had really lined up a lot of people up front against the run, and I thought maybe they were going to catch him with a quick hitter over the middle or something. Now, it appears to be a short passing down for the Cats as it's third, and I'd say about 7 yards. 6.5.
In any case, third down at the 9-yard line. Alexander has his backs in an eye, and two men split. Norman on the pitch left. Norman fights his way down to the 6. He'll be short of the first down, but good running by Norman.
Well, again, we were crossed up that time. Looked as though they might pass. They decided to go with Norman that time. Good second after a strong hit, but it's going to bring up a fourth down, and now let's see if Buchholz decides to go for it as Merritt Island did earlier. Right now, it looks as though the field goal team is going to come on, and they'll be content to settle with 3 and set up the possibility of a touchdown taking the lead at 13-12.
Robert McCarthy already has a 30-yarder tonight. Kane Alexander will spot this one at the 14 to make it a 24-yard attempt. The kick is up, and the kick is good. So, after the fumbled kickoff, the Cats go right down and get a field goal, and now they trail just 12-6 with 8:07 to play in the third quarter. And considering where they started out with the ball, that was not a tremendous drive. They only got about 25 yards, and McCarthy hit the field goal. But it's 3 points either way. And now they just trail by 6, and as you said, a touchdown could give them the lead. And if you would have asked me before this game if it might come down to the kickers between Robert McCarthy and Big Mark Boring, I don't know what I would have said to you.
On that wide shot there, Ken, we got a partial look at some of the huge contingent here at Florida Field. Crowd of well over 10,000 on hand. Merritt Island themselves brought a lot of people up from the Space Coast in busloads. Here's the kickoff.
McCarthy sends it deep, very deep. Spencer in the end zone. We'll bring it out, but they're going to call it a touchback.
I guess he waited a little bit too long for the referee's discretion there. He decided that he had not made his intention clear to take off immediately and called it a touchback right away. You have to come out right away or else they're going to call it that in high school ball.
Nice kick by McCarthy. He was fired up after hitting that field goal.
But again, this is what Buchholz wants to do. Pin Merritt Island deep in its own territory. This time the Mustangs start from the 20.
First down. Give it off to the fullback, Jimmy Frazier, who had a good first half, had a busy first half.
Well, Dale Warren in on that tackle, 4 yards. And that's about what you want to do. Keep them to about 3 and 4 yards. And then the key is, against the wishbone, bring up third down situations. Buchholz has not done that many. In fact, there were only 6 first down situations in the entire first half for Merritt Island. They want to force them into at least 10 to 12 third down situations in this period.
2nd and 6 now. Again, it's Frazier, and he's across the 25 to about the 26.
Well, they've brought up a long one now. It's going to be about 3rd and 5. This is exactly what Buchholz wants to do.
Frazier, stopped by Banks.
And again, in the first half, Merritt Island, normally a strictly wishbone team, has shown the tendency to go with the pass on third down. Sim Banks, one of the key inside linebackers right now, coming out of the game, steps off the field. We didn't know if he was shaken up momentarily or if it's just an adjustment against this third down situation.
3rd and 4 from the 26. Price with a pitch to Eric Payne. Payne is outside. Across the 30, should have the first down.
Well, But when the offense is executed successfully, that's what happens. Buchholz made the gamble that time. They went for the quarterback. They sent Robbie Hudson in, and it was only an experienced quarterback in Joe Price who, when he turned around, saw Hudson charging in his face, was able to pitch that ball accurately to the tail man, and then the pitch was right on the money, and it was a split-second decision on Price. A nice execution on this part, and he really is the catalyst of this team, and one of the big reasons this team is number one. Payne picks up the first down.
Payne got 7. First down now from the 33. And Price to throw again. Looking for Spencer. Pascal Williams covering, but the ball was uncatchable. Overthrew Spencer by a good margin.
4 times now in this ball game, Ken, the Mustangs have chosen to throw on first down. Twice they've thrown deep. Very, very surprising. Now the pressure really is on the wishbone to pick up 10 yards here on only 2 plays. So that's what is the interesting thing about them. That's why I think it's very curious that they do throw on first down. But again, they have gone to the eye several times. Right now they're lined up in the wishbone again. So 2 downs now to pick up 10.
Pivoting is Price, giving to Johnson. Richie Johnson gives up the football. I believe Gary Willis fell on it, but was he out of bounds or not? Apparently he was.
Well, that was very, very close. Willis got a nice bounce as that ball bounced up towards him. He dove for it. He caught it in bounds, but I think he had left his feet, and his feet were not down in bounds. So I think it was a good call to give the ball back, but not the best execution that time. A little mishandling of that pitch from Joe Price, and he never really did have his hands on the ball, did Johnson, and on his first hit the ball did bounce. Unfortunately for Merritt Island, it bounced out of bounds, but now 3rd and 5. 3rd and 7, I should say.
From the 35, we've got whistles. Play is stopped. Calling timeout, Merritt Island.
Timeout, Merritt Island. Buchholz freshman football team closed in.
Again, Ken, the situation now is this is playing right into Buchholz's hands. They have Merritt Island in its own territory. That's point number 1. They're making them recover from a first down situation where they threw an incomplete pass, which in essence just gives the offense, especially in your own territory where you can't go for it on 4th down, 2 downs to convert 10. Then they have a mishandled pitch. Now they're in deep trouble, and it's about 2nd and 7.5, 8 yards for them to make the 3rd and 7.5 or 8 yards to make the first down. So the onus really is on the offense, and this is what Buchholz wants to do. Stick to their guns, stick to their game plan. The defense just grind it out and force this team to not turn the ball over, but give it up on downs, and then give Clint Alexander and that Buchholz offense a chance to finally put a touchdown on the board.
You see Alexander there awaiting his chance to get back in. Our score with 6:38 to play in the 3rd quarter, 12-6 Merritt Island as you see it there. So both sides are about ready. And they signal time back in. Merritt Island now 3rd and 8 from the 35-yard line. And Price to throw. Out of the backfield, he's got his big tight end. Is that Derek Brown?
Price, complete to Derek Brown.
Brown, we haven't heard much of him tonight, but he's a big one. 6'6" and 225. The junior looks like he could be an outstanding tight end prospect. A little bit down the road, he gets out to about the 43. Checked at the 47. Now 1st down. Again to the fullback, Frazier. Frazier's across midfield and down to about the 47 of Buchholz.
Frazier carries, tackled by Peoples.
Well, Ken, now Merritt Island has gone into Buchholz territory, so mentally this series has turned in the favor of the Mustangs, and I can't impress enough how the mental aspect of this game is so important, especially when you got a close game like this, when so much riding on it, especially state rankings. And again, 16 and 17-year-old kids, and in some cases younger, playing in this game.
2nd and short. Give it up again to the fullback, Frazier, and he's going to be short of the 1st down as he tries to plunge. And just for good measure, Sim Banks throws Frazier back a few more yards, but they'll give him right back to about the line of scrimmage, where it'll be 3rd and about 2.
Well, this is the stage of the game. The second half now, as we approach the midpoint, and we're now past the midpoint of the third quarter, where really it starts swelling up. It starts getting pent up inside your stomach. The butterflies really starting to come in now as the team's just thinking the game is getting closer and closer to the end, and we've got to make something happen. And again, young kids and very, very emotionally charged right now in this ball game.
3rd and 2 from the 45. Price with the give-off inside, and looks like getting the first down. Frazier may have it. Maybe close enough to measure. Frazier was the Mustangs' leading rusher coming into this game with 445 yards and averaging over 5 yards a carry. And for a 5'7", 183 sophomore, that's something.
Looks close enough right now for a measurement as they bring on the chains.
And they got it by about a football length. So give Frazier 2 yards in the first down.
Clock now running, Ken, as we approach the 5-minute mark of this third quarter at Florida Field.
First down from the 42. This play is going nowhere. Frazier again. May have got a yard, may not have.
Stopped by Kevin Peoples.
Seaver McCray and Kevin Peoples right there in the middle of that defensive line. Again, all year long, that's been the strength of Buchholz defense. Very, very hard to get yards against that team. But the unit has given up a couple of big plays up the middle and late in the second quarter. But overall, they played a fantastic defensive game.
Frazier did get one. 2nd and 9 now from the 42. Price to throw again. Throwing long, looking for Brown, and Brown over the top of David Frazier inside the 20 to the 16. We told you about Derek Brown, 6'6", and he got over David Frazier, who stands but 5'10", or 6'2", rather.
And we also told you it's sort of like in baseball where you set up one pitch by throwing another one. This time they ran that play into the middle, and for the first time they threw on 2nd down. I mentioned at the beginning of the show that the offensive coordinators in this game were going to be just as important as the people on the field. That time upstairs, offensive coordinator Jeff McLean of the Mustangs made the right call. He and Bubba McGowan are having a chess match. McGowan, of course, the offensive coordinator for Buchholz.
Clock running now, 4 minutes to play, and we've got flags and whistles again. Maybe too much time on the part of the Mustangs.
Well, it looked as though the tight end on the left side there, Derek Brown, number 86, a little over anxious, and jumped off sides, and it's going to be a 5-yard penalty. But again, Jeff McLean, the offensive coordinator of Merritt Island, reading this Buchholz defense and picking his spots to go for that opening. And that time was the first time they threw on 2nd down. Frazier got beat by a step that time, although he seemed to be in pretty good defensive position. And on the other side of the coin, Bubba McGowan trying to read that Merritt Island offense when Clint Alexander and the Bobcats are in possession of the ball.
So 1st and 15 now from the 21. Under 4 minutes to play in the third quarter. Price to throw again. Again, Spencer out of the backfield. And Pascal Williams drags him out of bounds at about the 10.
Price, Darrell Spencer. Pascal Williams on the stop.
Another good call, and Price delivering the ball. And we've seen that he now is throwing for a very, very good percentage in this game. I believe he's 7 for 10, looking at the statistics. And remember, he was incomplete on his first 2 throws. So Price has really come on here in the late going. And again, stretching out the defense, throwing from side to side, and putting more and more pressure on the Buchholz defense. And the defense for Buchholz really has not looked bad in this possession, Ken, but you look where the ball is. Knocking on the door again. All the way down at the 11-yard line. This has been a very, very long drive and consumed most of this third quarter.
This will be the 13th play of the drive.
You know, talking to Coach Gerald Odom, his offense, as he says, 2 words, control game. He says, if we execute our offense, we're going to do all right. It's an unselfish offense. They don't have any 1,000-yard passers or 1,000